Hello, good evening, folks. How are you? Let me know if you can hear me, please.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Fernando. Okay, folks, we're gonna start with this session. So these are the topics that we're gonna discuss today, okay? Being and having social function and social and ecological commitment. The three objectives, the three performance indicators that we got for these sessions are explain the difference between being and having and describe how this concept influences ethical professional behavior. Identify the social function of professions, particularly the teaching professions, and explain their impact on social development. And the last one, to recognize the importance of social and ecological commitment in professional practice and explain how professionals can contribute positively to society and the environment. Okay. Here, as you can appreciate, folks, we got a little introduction that I would like to listen to some of you read, please.
Uh, okay, introduction. Professional ethics is a essential component of any profession because it guides how individuals use their knowledge, skills, and authority in society. Professionals are not only necessary to perform their job effectively, but also to act with integrity, responsibility, and respect toward others in the environment. In today's session, we will reflect on important questions uh, about ethical behavior in professional life. Uh, Through discussion, we will analyze how professionals make decisions, how their actions affect society, and why values such as honesty, responsibility, and social commitment are essential for building trust and contributing to social well-being. The goals of discussion is to help you think critically about what means to be in ethical professional and how your future decisions can positively influence in society.
Okay, thank you, Fernando. Thank you.
You're
Before
welcome.
starting, folks, the discussions today, it is important to understand why professional ethics is such an essential part of any profession. Remember, folks, that being a professional is not only having knowledge or performing a job efficiently. It also involves the way how we use our knowledge, how we make our decisions, and the impact our actions have on other people. Okay. So we are expected, folks, we are expected to act with integrity, responsibility, and respect, right? Because remember that our work often influences individuals, right? Community, and even in the future generations, okay? In the case of the teachers, okay? Good. Now as you know, folks, as usually in every session, I like to start with some speaking questions. So, and I've decided to discuss just the blue ones, okay? So I'm gonna give you 1 minute, 1 minute, okay? So you to analyze each of these questions, and then I would like to listen to you, okay? Just 1 minute, just the blue ones, okay? Okay, folks, let's start with the first one. What qualities define a truly ethical professionals? What do you okay, Genesis, go ahead.
For me, the qualities will be honest and responsibility because they follow the professionals' standards
Mm-hmm.
and always try to do the right thing, even when it's difficult, even when it's difficult. And the respect and also respect older people and avoid actions that could harm others.
Okay, thank you. Genesis, Adriana, go ahead. Adriana Ramirez.
I consider an ethical professional is someone who is genuine, who tries to do the right thing even when no one is watching, because many people only behave well when others are around and they want to look good. So I consider genuineness and authenticity good qualities for a professional.
Okay, thank you, Adriana. Do we have someone else? Go ahead. Go ahead, Milder.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
In my opinion, a truly ethical professional is honest, responsible, respectful, and fair. They follow rules, make good decisions, and think about how their an action affect other people.
That's related to the first one, right?
Uh, yes.
Okay, okay, good. Marcos Montoya, what do you think about the second question? Do you think that the professional success can be only measured by the salary and status?
No, I don't think so. Only for those things, I think like while money and recognition can be important, since we are in ethic, the true success will be or also includes personal satisfaction, ethical behavior, and also I think the impact that you will have in other
Mm-hmm.
people, the contribution that you are going to do in the society.
Yeah, yeah, okay, good. What about the question number three, folks? Can someone be highly competent but ethically irresponsible? What do you think?
Teacher, yes,
Yes.
it is possible. A person can have the great skills and knowledge. The both skills make unethical decisions. For example, a talent professional might lose their shit or misuse this position. Competence does not always the warranted ethical behavior.
Okay, thank you, Fernando. Jose
You're welcome.
Miranda, go ahead.
Yes, teacher. I think this is what we see on a day-to-day basis, right?
Yeah,
People who is highly competent, they are very knowledgeable, they know a lot, but they're ethically irresponsible. They have what is called favoritism at work, and that is definitely unethical. So yes, someone can definitely, especially in Nicaragua, can be highly competent but ethically irresponsible.
yeah. They trust on the skills they got, right? So that's why that they do this such things.
Yeah, and you know what? Part of the problem is that they think that salary and status is what measures success, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
focus on that and they forget about ethics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's see the question number 5. Should companies prioritize profits over environmental protections? What do you think, folks?
Good evening, teacher.
Evening.
Archimedes. Well, company should not prioritize profits at environmental because, well, it's very complicated in this question because sometimes people prefer uh, benefits, but money or but not prioritize the environmental. So, when thinking the capitalist systems, uh, is more important the profits over the environmental protection.
Yeah.
So why? Because the people think the most important is the money, or the most important is the profits, but it's very complicated because when you understand the reality is the most important the environmental.
Yeah. They got responsibilities just on the announcement or campaigns that they do, right? But not on the environment. Okay, good. Let's see. What about the question? The question number 7, folks. Number 7, what happens when professionals ignore their social responsibility?
When professionals ignore their social responsibility, is serious problem that can occur. The action might harm individual communities or the environment. It can also damage public trust, institution and profession. Okay, in some cases, it may lead to legal consequences.
Okay, thank you. Kevin Romero, what do you think about this question? Hello, Kevin. Archimedes, the same
Yes,
question
teacher.
for you.
Okay.
Number 7.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, sorry. Because it's very complicated when you are in your house and you have a class in your living room. Okay, teacher. Well,
Yes.
what happened when a professional ignore their social responsibility? Uh, in my opinion, generate different problems. For example, in my case, I am a teacher and I'm ignore my responsibility with the society um, to develop some values in the students, and I ignore this. So when this student finish the career or the study, maybe we don't have a good citizens. So this have repercussion. I don't remember this word in English. Have a effect in the society because the responsibility, the professional is to share some values with the society, is to promote the values, the human rights, and etc. So that's my point of view.
Okay, thank you, Archimedes. Thank you. Cindy Prado, go ahead.
Mm, Good evening. Can you hear me?
Evening. Yeah.
Okay. Um, I feel that when any professional ignores social responsibility, it results in severe reputational damage.
Mm-hmm.
Like generally speaking, it can cause any negative public perception due to unethical labor or environmental practices. So it might depend on the professional, but just to have like a general idea, that's what it can cause.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Cindy. What about the question number 8, folks? Do you think that all professions have the same level of social impact? What about if we talk about education? Or, yeah,
Sorry, again, Archimedes again. Well, in my opinion, all the professionals have the same level in the social impact. Uh, because we have different work in a different space, but when you try to identify the most important abilities or professional skills, you can identify, for example, the teacher, the doctors. Of the most common professional have a human connection or try to promote more values. For example, teacher, lawyers, doctors, uh, politics, politicians, mayor. This person have more responsibility
mhm,
because have let me try to express this. Have more tienen más trabajo directo con la sociedad. We have more uh, work with the society connection. So sorry, I
okay,
lost the idea.
okay. Jose Miranda, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this question is related a little bit to question number 7. So I do believe that some professionals do have a greater social impact.
Mhm,
And as our classmate was saying, teachers, doctors,
yeah,
people who have direct contact with society definitely have a greater social impact, and the reputational damage is higher than, for example, engineering,
mhm,
who people who is working with machines, right? So
yeah,
those will have a lower social impact.
yeah, good. Marcos.
Yes, like my classmate said, I was kind of disagree because I don't think that all the professions have the same level of social impact. I
Yeah.
think that depends on the professions, and for me, the profession that has the bigger impact in the society will be the teacher, the people that are teachers, because I think that the most powerful arm that we have is the human can transfer knowledge. So
Mhm,
if we have the different type of knowledge and we have person that has a vocation to transfer this knowledge, he can teach to the kids to be like to be a good people in the future. And maybe for example a lawyer that lies, it's not like the big impact in the society like can be like a bad professor in a school that can ruin the dreams for the kids.
okay, okay, good. Thank you. Okay, folks, we're gonna end up the speaking question with the last one. I would like to listen to the other mates. What is more important in the long term, reputation or wealth? What do you think?
Teacher Fernando Munguia, my opinion is the long-term reputation is more important than wealth. A good reputation builds trust and create lasting opportunities. The wealth can be lost, but a strong reputation can benefit a person throughout their life. people respect professionals who act with honesty and integrity. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Alicia Raquel, what do you think about this question, the last one? Which is more important for you in the long term?
Okay, I think that both are important because when you are working or when you have connection with other people, you have to be or you have to use values. When you are working, when you are relation with other, you create your reputation, and that is the your definition as a person. It's the view that the people see of you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Daphne?
So I think, as my classmate said, yes, both of them are important, but I think a good reputation is generally like considered better than having like a great wealth because it's gonna help you getting to be trustworthy, and that's gonna often lead you to have a long-term success in all areas. While wealth is like just temporary and can be lost,
Mm-hmm.
a strong reputation acts as like lasting asset that open doors everywhere. You know, a lot of opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's move on to this one, folks. So, do you think, folks, that being and having is the same thing? Parting from professional ethics, do you think that they have the same focused? Or, I mean, what do you understand by being and having? So, what is that for? What is the main focus for each one? As you know, folks, as some of you mentioned in some of the questions, that nowadays there are many people that they pretend, right? That they tend to make sure what they have. Okay, having is focused, folks, on what people have, right? And being is focused on who we are as professionals and even as individuals, right? Why? Because remember, folks, that being always emphasizes the values that we got as a person, right? Like honesty, like integrity, some of them that we were discussing in the previous sessions. And as you can appreciate on the screen, folks, we got some of the core characteristics that represents being and having. And as I said before, having focuses on possessions, achievements, and external success. And being is focuses on character, values, okay, integrity and personal growth. Remember that ethical professional prioritize responsibility, honesty, and service rather than other person gain, right? So, and what about social function of the profession? What do you understand? What comes to your mind when you listen that?
I understand refer to the role professionals play contribute to well behind development society. Every profession exists not only to provide income to the professional but also to serve the community, applying specialized knowledge, skills, and ethical principles. Is my opinion.
Okay. Do we have another one?
Well, for me, being versus hobbying, as you mentioned, I think that being maybe will be related like what type of person I wanna be in the future, and hobbying will be like the material success that I want to get, like maybe a status, like a house, a car.
Mhm. Material achievements, right?
Yes, yes, that one.
Do we have another one? I don't know, folks, if you remember in the last session that we were discussing about why every profession exists. Remember that society and there is something that all of us were discussing that society has needs, right? Needs that require knowledge, skills, and especially expertise, right? So that's why that teacher exists, doctors exist, and all of the professionals exist, right? So as you can see there, folks, as I mentioned before, about the core characteristics for this one, we have that profession exists to serve social needs. Professional must act with responsibility and ethical awareness, and society depends on professional to contribute to social development and environment. Now, what about the social commitment? This is at a certain point, folks. It's closely related, right, or closely connected to the social role of the professional, right? And this refers to the responsibility that we have as a professionals, right? Of how to use our knowledge and abilities, right? And as a characteristics, we got act responsibly and ethically, promote social justice and inclusion, consider the needs of their communities, and the contribution to the common good. Unfortunately, folks, sadly, uh, you know that our culture has influence on those things, and most of professionals forget these ones. Okay. And the last one is ecological commitment. What do you understand for this one, folks? What comes to your mind for ecological commitment?
I think that will be related, like if you want to have, I don't know, like a business in the future, what will be the ecological impact if you're going to use, I don't know, different, for example, delivery uh, type, kind of like pedidos ya, like what will be the impact in the ecological, because you're going to have a lot of motorcycles. The I don't remember, how do you say, CO2, I think, that this vehicle, it's like bad for the environment and you need to think about it. And also for people that maybe it's rich that they use like a private jet, and some famous people they are criticized for that because they can use like an airplane like everyone, but they have a private jet, and all we live like in the earth, and it's like there it's all responsibility to take care of the earth. It's the only planet that we can access.
Mhm. Kevin Romero, what about you, Kevin? Adriana Ramirez.
I consider ecological commitment means that professionals and companies consider the environmental impact of their decisions, like reducing pollution, protecting natural resources, something like that.
Mhm. What comes to your mind, folks, when you see a person throwing trashes that out?
Yeah, teacher, I can participate now. I was eating, sorry. And
Okay.
yeah, I agree with Adriana. And if we are professional, we have to take into account everything, not only what we do as a professional and as a person, we have to do the best in every field that we have to participate. In this case, with your question, well, I am always mad when I see a person throwing the garbage in the street, or, for example, if we are on the bus and someone throws something on the road. I think we are not good, or we are not professionals if we don't take care of our environment. But you can't tell the people what they have to do because they know. And if we are with the type of person that gets mad when you are trying to correct them, I think that would be a huge problem if you can't handle with that, right? So I think it's important to take into account everything. When we are professionals, we have to do the right things in everything.
Okay. So we're gonna end up this discussion with Jose Miranda.
Thank you, teacher. So I think the same way some professions have a social impact, some others have an ecological impact,
Yeah.
such as architecture, the construction industry, engineering, right? Since the Industrial Revolution and going through the technological advances, ecological commitment has become, I think, a priority, right? It's not only about throwing trash on the
Mm-hmm.
streets, it's about the way we reduce contamination, right?
Yeah.
The way we take care of our water, right? About resources. Uh, so the mining industry, for example, is consuming a lot of resources, and so again, some professions have a huge ecological commitment and responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, folks. Now we got the reflections of these sessions. We got I brought on a scenario, ethical responsibility in teaching. I'm gonna share the link in the chat box of this session. Okay, and please give your opinion about it. Don't forget to write your full name. Okay, because then I'm gonna check this. Okay. Let's see. Let me know if you can open the link, if you can type there. Okay. And I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share it through the Zoom. So if you
I
click
do
on the
have
link,
access.
mm,
And request me like an access,
yeah, let me
but
check.
I
Let
don't
me
have
check.
permission.
Yeah, it's right. Try it now.
Okay. Yeah, there.
So read carefully, folks. The scenario. Then we got only two questions. One for women. How does the teacher's behavior in this scenario reflect the concept of being versus having social function and social commitment? That is just for women. And for men is why is it important for professional, especially teachers, to consider both social and environmental responsibility in their work? Okay, write your name there, then your opinion. So this is just as an example of the things that you're gonna do, okay? And the other of the students do the same thing. Write your name first and then provide what do you think about that question based on the scenario that we got here, okay? So let's start. Ok, chicos, la reunión, la sesión la vamos a terminar ahí, ¿verdad? Yo les voy a dejar un par de minutos ahí para que terminen de completar lo que están haciendo y daríamos por finalizada la sesión del día de hoy, ¿ok? Nos vemos el próximo domingo, chicos.
Bye, teacher. Have a good day.